The billionaire adopted a homeless girl. The bitter December wind swept through the heart of Chicago, carrying a dusting of snow that coated the city's concrete edges. 12-year-old Lily pulled her oversized, threadbare coat tighter around her shivering frame. She huddled on a wooden bench near Michigan Avenue, her small hands clutching a worn sketchbook. Her fingers were stiff from the cold, but she pressed on, drawing the warm, yellow lights glowing from the high-end boutiques across the street. Lily had been on the streets for 6 months, ever since her grandmother passed away, leaving her with no family, no home, and only her art to keep her company. A few yards away, Harrison Vance stepped out of a sleek black sedan. At 35, Harrison was one of the most successful tech entrepreneurs in the country, a billionaire whose name graced magazine covers and boardroom walls. Yet, behind his immaculate suit and stern demeanor was a deeply solitary man. Having grown up in an orphanage himself before building his empire from nothing, Harrison carried a quiet empathy for those left behind by the world. As Harrison walked toward the entrance of his corporate headquarters, a sudden gust of wind blew through the plaza. Lily dropped her pencil, and her sketchbook went fluttering across the icy sidewalk, landing right at Harrison's polished leather shoes. Harrison stopped. He bent down and picked up the open book. Expecting scribbles, he was stunned by what he saw, a hauntingly beautiful, detailed charcoal sketch of the city skyline, capturing both its grandeur and its loneliness with striking precision. He looked up and met Lily's eyes. She stood a few feet away, trembling in the freezing cold, looking terrified that she might be yelled at or chased off. "Did you draw this?" Harrison asked softly, his voice surprisingly warm. Lily nodded, her teeth chattering. "I'm sorry, sir. I'll take it and go." Harrison didn't hand the book back immediately. Instead, he looked at her thin sneakers, her faded clothes, and the fierce dignity in her dark eyes. "You have an extraordinary talent," he said softly. "When was the last time you had a warm meal?" Lily swallowed hard. "Yesterday morning." Without hesitation, Harrison gestured toward an upscale cafe at the corner of the block. "Come on. Let's get you something hot to eat." That simple breakfast changed both of their lives. Over hot chocolate and pancakes, Harrison listened as Lily quietly shared her story, not with self-pity, but with a resilient honesty that moved him deeply. He saw a mirror of his own childhood in her, but more than that, he saw a bright, artistic mind that deserved a chance to thrive. Before the day ended, Harrison made a decision that surprised his advisors and close friends. He arranged for Lily to stay at a comfortable, safe residence under the care of a trusted housekeeper while he initiated the legal process. 6 months later, after navigating mountain-high paperwork, background checks, and legal proceedings, Harrison Vance officially adopted Lily as his daughter. Transitioning from a life on the streets to a penthouse overlooking Lake Michigan was overwhelming for Lily. Suddenly, she had her own sunlit bedroom, an easel with every art supply imaginable, and a wardrobe of warm, comfortable clothes. Yet, what mattered most to her wasn't the wealth, it was the quiet, unwavering support Harrison provided. Despite his demanding schedule, he made it a point to have dinner with her every evening, asking about her school day and reviewing her latest drawings. Years passed, and under Harrison's care, Lily blossomed. She attended one of the finest art academies in the country, pouring her unique perspective on life into vibrant canvases. Harrison gave her the space to grow, teaching her how to navigate the world with confidence and integrity. 10 years after that freezing December morning, a prestigious gallery in New York City hosted a major solo exhibition. The artist of the night was Lily Vance. The gallery was filled with prominent art critics, collectors, and journalists, but all eyes were drawn to the centerpiece of the exhibition, a massive painting hanging at the far end of the hall. It depicted a dark, snow-covered street illuminated by a single beam of warm light, where a man held out a hand to a young girl holding a sketchbook. The plaque beneath the painting read, "The day I was found." As the crowd applauded, Lily stepped up to the microphone. She looked out at the audience, her gaze landing directly on Harrison, who stood near the back, watching her with quiet pride. "People often ask me how my life changed so dramatically," Lily said into the microphone, her voice steady and full of warmth. "They look at where I am today and credit the luxury, the opportunities, and the wealth. But the truth is, the greatest gift I ever received wasn't a home or a surname. It was a father who saw me when the rest of the world looked away." Harrison smiled, a rare spark of emotion showing in his eyes as the crowd burst into applause. Standing amidst the warmth of the gallery, both of them knew that family wasn't defined by blood, but by the quiet choice to care when it mattered most.
Family wasn't defined by blood.